As relates to last year, we did not go line by line by line on a budget. You would be there all day.
You get paid well enough. Oh, let me guess. You got to get to your other job. I got to go do a bad job at my other job now. I can't stay here all day. I got to be a disappointment somewhere else tonight. It's your girl J9 Eve. I'm gonna ask you again, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, and make sure you get in the comments to let me know what you think about all of this. You know what I'm saying? Today's video is gonna be a finance video to demonstrate what happens. What is it that happens when you ask Tiff about finances? Anything to do with money and where it went, where it's going, and who got it at their house. You know, my theory is check under Tiff's bed. I'm just my theory, okay? And I can have that. We're gonna get into this. It's quite irritating. You're gonna be very, very irritated. Actually, you probably already are by looking at her face. You can tell by her face how this meeting is gonna go. It's like a little bit of a smirk, little bit of side eye going on. We're gonna get into it. See what the problem be, okay? Going on in this here meeting.
Next on the agenda is approvals. Discussion and approval of ordinance 22- adopting the 2022-2023 annual appropriation ordinance budget.
Okay, budget.
Is there a motion to discuss? Is there a second?
Second.
It's been motion and second for discussion. Discussion.
Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Yes.
Okay. My question or my ask would be, last week Thursday I did email a request regarding some of the personnel lines that are within the budget, that those be expounded on kind of like they were last year. Additionally, there were other non-personnel questions that I have, but I wanted to jumble all those together. So my suggestion is that we push this into a finance committee meeting until we can get further discussion on these items. Thank you.
Now, what he just asked for was that when we do this budget meeting, we need to do it separate from all this other stuff. Tiffany wants to just gloss over it, okay? So she don't want it to have its own meeting. She want them to just be like, okay, we got a budget. Okay, we all agree there's a budget that exists. Okay, good. Okay, now I'm off to spend the money. Just let you know what he asked for.
Okay. So if you got questions, this is the Cal meeting. This is discussion. So I don't see why everybody keep want to push things further back.
And that's how she interpreted that. You trying to push it back even further. We really need to get into this discussion of the finances. And by discussion, I mean, we just brush it off because y'all don't need to know what I'm doing with it. We can't get into specifics because that's where me and Clink Clink come in, okay?
You can ask your questions now. The staff is here. They can answer any questions that the board may have. I know that this was on agenda 2 weeks ago, and we stopped and did not have a actual hearing. So this is the hearing that we're having today to talk about the budget.
May I be recognized?
Okay, well, attorney, just correct me. We did have a hearing, but it went nowhere. So this is the second attempt of a hearing. So if the board members have any discussion regarding any of the items, please ask your questions. Go ahead, trustee.
Okay, you just said this was a committee of the whole meeting. I thought it was a special board, special meeting because we're voting on items. Also, the email that did go out, the trustee's house is in reference to the elaboration of the budget, because it's all summarized and clumped together versus being itemized as it was never responded to by the finance person. There are some concerns on this budget. Once again, we got it on May 2nd, I believe, at 3:26. You wanted us to talk about it and discuss it at a public hearing for the residents. The residents hadn't even been eligible to look at it because we had just got it a couple of hours before the meeting. And then you keep saying contact the department heads for them to get back to us with questions, but nobody, either they're dragging their feet or not getting to us. At this moment right now, I am uncomfortable to even attempt to approve this budget because of what I've seen over the last 10 months has put me into a scare of where we would be by December at the rate that things are going. So I am not comfortable at all voting on this budget tonight.
I know that's right. Ain't nobody voting on a budget when we don't even know what you got on it. Oh my God. She is so funny. She just give it to them at the last second and then say the people can come, but they couldn't even fucking see it. They don't even have time to look at it. You know what I'm saying? And she does it all. It's all calculated. It's all on purpose. It's all on purpose. This shit is crazy.
Okay. So for the record, we did not ask for a vote. We asked for a discussion. So now, if everybody's up here paying attention, it is discussion to talk about your concerns as a trustee.
See how she even says that as a trustee. You's a trustee, okay? You're supposed to trust me. No, that's not what it means. I know it sounds like it. Tiff, I know it sounds like it, but that's not what it means, okay? Trustee don't mean trust me blindly, okay? Bars.
Number one, you said this is a special meeting. It's a special meeting because there's things that we need to approve. So everybody know when it's a CAL meeting and we want to discuss things, we can put it for discussion or approval. Instead of posting two separate meetings, one being a CAL and one being a special meeting, we just turned the entire meeting into a special board meeting. The Board of Trustees can choose whether they want to vote on it or only discuss. Right now, it is up on the table for discussion only. So if y'all have any questions, you can ask them now. Instead of everybody backpedaling about what department head is not answering or not saying, now's your opportunity to ask them whatever your question may be. As it relates to you getting the budget, you said on May 3rd, late, you guys did not. Everyone had the budget prior to. So with that being said, if you got it on May 3rd, today is May 16th. So that means you had ample time to look over the budget, come up with any discussion, questions, or concerns that you may have or want to change in this budget today. You could have done so. So now us pushing it off for another 2 more weeks doesn't make sense to me. All I ask of the Board of Trustees is come prepared for the meetings and come prepared to talk about the business at hand, which is the budget.
Okay. Just a rebuttal, on the agenda, it says discussion and approval. So please
Thank
don't
you.
come at me like I can't read. It says discussion and approval, meaning that if it's discussed and we agree, we will be voting on it tonight. So please don't do that, Mayor.
Yes.
Ooh, I know that's right. Tiff, meet place, because she just put you there. She said, don't do me, Amy. Don't do me, okay?
Okay, so trustee, if you read, you just made a, how do I say this to you so you can get it right and put it in layman's term. Put it in layman's
Girl,
term.
bye.
You just made a motion to discuss only. So that means we're doing what? Discussing only. That means there's not a motion on the floor for approval.
That's
So
not.
what I'm asking again, instead of us going over words, let's talk about the budget.
Oh my
The
God.
budget right now, as it stands, is up for discussion for the Board of Trustees to discuss whatever their concerns are as a whole. So obviously you don't have any discussion. So moving on.
No, I
Anybody
have-
else?
I have something to say.
Okay, go ahead. Trustee.
It's discussion and approval. Last year, we went through every budget item line by
There we
line,
go.
which takes hours.
Uh-huh.
We cannot pass this without it being public. It's not on the website. This is $26 million of budget, village finances, taxpayer.
Yeah, that's sitting underneath a Tiff's mattress, if you ask me. It's my opinion. She like, I can't go over this with you, because then you're gonna know what I plan to do with it. And that's not my plan. That's not part of the Tiff way, okay?
There's money that we can't just brush off like it's something easy. All we're asking is to take the time like we did last year. The first year we passed the budget, we sat down right here with the village administrator right there and went through every line with the finance director. All I'm asking is that let's do that again. We've done that for the past 8 years. When we were trustee, we would have to present the budget to the board. It wasn't on a meeting like this. It would be one meeting for the budget, and you went through every line. We're not doing that now.
Ain't that something? She changed it. They were sitting down and itemizing shit. This is what they was doing. Each thing that's in the budget had a meeting just designated for that even the public could sit in on. She don't want to do that no more. She don't want to do that. Say I start an LLC and I say I'm a fireworks person, and then I'm her buddy. So she booked me, claims the thing is way more than what it is, how much it costs to do it for the city. And then I get all that money, and of course she, get her piece. If they sit down and do the budget, they're going to be able to see where everything is going. Who's getting paid for what did what it's for. She don't want that, because then they're going to be able to latch it all. Everything's going to link on back to her. She can't. She literally can't. She can't answer your questions, sir. She can't do what you want, sir. She can't, because she going straight to jail. I'm just saying, this is what it looked like. It's exactly what it looked like. And from the things I've heard, That's what it be. Okay.
We're not saying we're against the budget. We're just saying be transparent with it.
Exactly.
Just be transparent with it. And has it, like the finance director said, go through a finance committee where that be the only one. There's 4 other things on this agenda. We'll be here all night. How we used to do it, how we should do it. You go through every line item to be transparent with taxpayers' money. That's all we're asking. To do it right now, have discussion here. I have 20 questions. You think the resident want to sit here for the next 2 hours for all the questions I got? No, you have a finance committee like we did last year, like we did the year prior. Just be consistent with it. I'm asking for transparency. There's so many things on this budget that we're not okay with. We don't have questions for, but we can't tax the residents here all night with this. So the finance committee, he asked the finance director for certain things. We never got back to us. Be transparent with the money. That's all we're asking. We're not, this administration is not being transparent with the money. They're spending it recklessly. So that's up to us. So if this town is bankrupt in 6 months or 10 months, who's going to get the blame? Us. But we can't even get questions asked because the department heads are scared to even answer our questions.
When you start being afraid as a whole town that the whole town's going to be bankrupt in less than a year, you know some shit's happening. Like bankruptcy in a year? That's got to be a whole lot of stuff going on for you to actually have the fear that they're going to be bankrupt. The city, the town's going to be bankrupt in bankruptcy in less than a freaking year. And she's like, blindly sign this here budget for me. Just approve of all the things that I just put on here without knowing nothing. We
can't even talk to some of them. So can we at least be transparent and let's have a finance committee meeting like we did for the past 8 years? A finance committee meeting where we go through our budget line by line, which takes hours. And if we're not going to do that, I'm not passing this today in a vacuum. That's irresponsible on our part. That's what we're responsible for. That's what we got elected to do. So let me do my job and let's go to a finance committee meeting where it's going to take 2-3 hours to do it. And everybody here is invited to do that. But it's not going to be in this regular board meeting that passes. It's discussion and approval. We can discuss it, but we're not approving it tonight. Do it right. Do it right. There's nothing wrong with doing it right. You demanded that as a trustee to do it.
Ain't that something? I thought that was stellar. When she was a trustee and she wasn't getting that money, you know what I'm saying? She was like, we need to do this right. Because she be worried about everybody else stealing, apparently. But like I said, when it come to her, she like, look the other way. Look the other way. That's what she... Look over there. Don't look over here. You don't want to see what I'm doing. You don't need to see what I'm doing. I don't want you to see what I'm doing, okay?
Do it right. All I'm saying is do it right, the right thing. We're not against that. Just be transparent with us. If you're not going to be transparent, then what are we doing? If there's always some underhand thing, we find out things after the fact. They're approving $500,000 and $500,000 without board approval.
Wow. Approving $500,000 without the board's approval. Like I said, she's just doing whatever she want to do. Them doing these little voting on these little things. We have this motion. All the ayes say aye, the nays say nay. And then if the nays say nay and she wanted an aye, guess what? She do it any fucking way. This is what she do. And she even admitted it. My last video, she said what she was going to do about the whole empty houses, abandoned houses, which everybody's going to live in soon if the town go bankrupt. That's not funny. Not laughing at that. I'm laughing at how that sounds, okay?
Spending that's going on here is crazy. So all I'm saying is that go to a finance committee meeting like we always done. I repeat myself, for the last few years, we went through it line by line. We can't do it tonight in one line item. It's too much money. It's $26 million to go through.
$26 million. Ooh, that's a lot. $26 million budget. And she's like, we don't need to talk about where it's going. Y'all don't need, just say, okay. Just say that.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I got to say. We go to a finance meeting and we'll do it right and we'll pass it off. We can't do it tonight. You won't sit here with over $26 million for 2 hours, 3 hours to go through each line item. It won't happen. That's all I'm asking.
Okay. Thank you for your concern. So, as relates to us doing it the right way, I stand on transparency.
Oh, no, you stand on it? Do you crush his head too? In them high heels, I'm sure you got a lot of pairs of that's going to get abandoned when you go to the penitentiary. I'm just saying, girl. So, look. She said, she don't even believe what she just said. I stand on transparency. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want that transparency getting up and seeing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I stand on it. Look at the look of her face. She don't even believe what she just said. Look, she like, look, I stand on transparency, okay? All right, bitch, I get you. I feel you, girl.
Done that for 8 years as a trustee, and now in my 1 year as mayor, I've done
Look at that. Even when she was a trustee, look, she said it. Like, soon as she became mayor, she went straight into hiding the fucking budget. Like, I hope you got enough money to get on a plane and, you know, go to a place with no extradition. I hope you was doing that. I hope that's what this money's for. I hope you just saving up for your extradition vacation. Well, non-extradition vacation, should I say.
Transparency as well. So when it comes to the budget items, you guys have time to look it over and come to a meeting and be adults about it and see the budget for what it is and ask the questions. You saying it to scare the public, I'm trying to word it the right way. You're trying to scare the public into, oh, we got one night to go over this. If you guys wanted to have a committee meeting or any other type of meeting, you could have called it. Don't get here at this actual meeting.
Oh my God, here we go. Wait, let me guess. Grandstand?
And act as though someone's trying to push something down your throat. All I'm asking, if you had 20 questions, why didn't you submit 20 questions to any other department head so they could answer the questions that you needed answered? You did.
Because ain't nobody gonna get back to nobody. They just complained about that, Tiff. They just told you that. You are not so super mayor, okay? This is terrible. They just got finished complaining about how when they ask somebody something, they don't get no freaking answer. You just throwing people off. You ever call like a business or something and then they be like, oh, this the wrong department. And then they send you to another department and then that department be like, oh no, it's the other department. So they send you right back to the first department. And then they say, no, for sure, it's not us. And then they send you right back. 3 hours later, you've thrown your phone off the balcony. Have you ever experienced that? Me neither, but I've heard about it. Oh, Tiff, you know what? And once again, this is why everybody is just waiting on your downfall and waiting to celebrate. Okay, they're gonna have a fireworks show just for that.
Did not do that, but we get here and then we grandstand.
There we go. I knew she was gonna say it. Bow! I knew she was gonna grandstand it. It is her in this grandstand. What is up with Tiff in this grandstand? It must be pretty significant to her because she uses that word like it's like the go-to. Whenever somebody contests or has anything oppositional to say to her, she always talking about you up here grandstanding. Oh my God.
For the people. Everybody in the whole entire world have budgets. None of them do the things that we do here. Just because you guys did it in the past don't make.
Oh, don't fucking say that, bitch. You said you guys did it in the past. No, your ass was at the table too. He just said it. And you was even made a big stink about it. We need to do this. We need to be very, very transparent. We need to do the budget. It needs to be very thoroughly done. Very important. He just told. And now you're talking about y'all used to do that. Bitch, you was there too. What is you talking about? You was a trustee. You used to be in those meetings. All this has just been said right now in this video. Okay? It's so funny. She just detached herself. Like in her mind, she's like, I've always been the mayor. I've never been what is it called again? A trustee. Oh my God, what it must be like to have to be in a room. She gives off the energy of somebody who, as soon as they walk in a room, all the oxygen is to leave. She walk in and everybody start choking. Oh, I can't breathe. That's the energy you give off. Tiff, that's you. That's you that I just described, okay?
Make you right. Once you learn and you know to do better, you always going to do better. But right now, you want to do things the way you done it in the past. And unfortunately, everything you've done in the past was not right, Trustee Steves. So what I'm asking again, if it's something that you need clarity of, want us to answer,
my God.
you could ask myself. And I say this all the time. And you guys do not reach out to me about any concerns that you may have. But when we get to a board meeting, this is what we do. Think about it. We ain't talking about one line item about this budget. We're going back and forth over who said what we should do. Could we have a finance meeting? I could have did that. You could have called a special meeting and actually talked about the budget.
They're asking for one now, bitch. I'm guessing that your response now is going to sound like what the response would have been if they had asked you in whatever this way you talking about. The idea of you answering the phone for these people feels impossible. I'm trying to imagine that man or that woman over there calling you and being like, okay, yes, you said to call you. So I wanted to say, we need to set up a board meeting to do this here budget, just for the budget, a budget meeting. You would have been like, look, here you are calling me grandstanding again. And that's if you answered the phone, Tiff. And I'm guessing, nah, bro, nah.
If that's what y'all choose to do. But we get here and no one wants to talk about the actual business at hand, which is the budget. We're going back and forth over nothing.
Oh my
So
God.
we're not going to discuss the budget. There's no need to waste any more other people's time as we talk about the things on the agenda. We might as well go ahead, pass it along, and go to the next agenda item. Does the Board of Trustees want to pass on the budget and move on to the next line item?
No, I got one more thing to say.
Go ahead. Is it about the budget?
Look at that. Is it about the budget? No, bitch, it's about you and the penitentiary. That's what it's about. You want to talk about it?
Hey, yes, about the budget.
Go ahead.
This administration got handed off a great financial town because the previous administration, with Trustee House, with myself, we went through the budget. We had financial audits. The reason why this town is in the financial condition it's in, because we took our time with the budget. That's all I'm asking is what we did the past 8 years obviously worked because the financial condition is much better than it was 8 years ago. And I was a part of that, and she was a part of that. I think hardly, but she was a part of it, and Trustee House was a part of it. All I'm saying is not about ramming it through. All I'm saying, we got to take our time to do it right, period. And the things that we've done 8 years ago, that's how you was able to inherit such a financially sound town. And the money that we spent on this town was because they put reserves in. You got the sewage fund that we spayed out of, that we got the sewage truck out of. We did things at Public Works. We got a front load. We spent almost $1 million because of things that the previous administration put in place. And all I'm saying, I'm trying to follow that because that actually worked. And it's in a good place now. And I want to continue that going. That's one good thing that came from the last administration, period.
Okay. So I'm going to say this. That's untrue. At the last administration, we had Matt Stacy, who did not manage that department correctly. But with my leadership, my direction.
How exactly, Tiff? How? She didn't manage it correctly. No, I disagree. She did a terrible job, okay? I, on the other hand, am going to hide shit from you. I refuse to answer any questions from anybody at all. You know, and I got my hair did and my nails did, everything did. And that is the reason why I am here today. Questions? Because I ain't going to answer them. Did I nail it, Tim? I feel like I nailed it. Come on now. Give me my credit. I know I nailed it. I nailed it.
On how to do the budget along with Stacey Carrell. Public Works is back on track. Public Works is doing what they supposed to have been doing a year ago before I became mayor. So stop with the previous administration. The previous administration made a lot of mistakes. The previous administration is what the people did not want.
Previous administration made a lot of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? They didn't end up in the penitentiary though. They didn't do that. They didn't have the feds on their ass. But you know, that's what's special about Tiff. You know what I'm saying? When I go above and beyond.
The previous administration is what the people did not want. So what I'm asking you is to make sure that you read everything, get your questions in, so we don't have to do this dance with the public every time we have a board meeting, because nothing gets done, nothing gets accomplished. We sit here, we go back and forth and bicker over nothing. So what I'm asking is, we will go ahead, y'all have y'all meet, y'all let me know when y'all ready to actually pass a budget. You can actually call a special board meeting and have whatever you want and sit here for hours, for all I care, and go over a budget. All I'm saying is, normally a real person, what we do is we read and we go through whatever we got issues with. And then we go and we talk to the department head, get our clarity, get our understanding of what.
Just so you know, okay, her saying, well, why don't y'all just go ahead and do the finance meeting? Just do one. Why y'all ain't already did one? You might say, that's a good point. But no, she said y'all, not us. She's the one they got to ask the questions to. So if they sit at this meeting, who the fuck do they ask the questions to find, like, to okay the stuff? Like, she ain't gonna be there. She just said, y'all go ahead and have y'all's meeting. Y'all sit around and ask each other the questions that y'all ain't got the answer to, because I do. I'll be over here at this Mexican restaurant while y'all do that. Y'all let me know when y'all done. It won't matter because I won't stop what I'm doing, okay? But still.
What we want to do and what we want to change, and then you go and you pass a budget. Stop acting as though we're not being transparent with the people, because we have. The budget has been available for the last month, and if you haven't read it or went through it with a fine-tooth comb, then that is on you, Trustee Steves. But now I'm asking, if nobody wants to pass it, let's move on.
So that's truly how she says ask. She says ask.
Because most board meeting is, you talk about it, you discuss it, and then you move on. You either vote it up or down, you go on to the next agenda item.
See? And I called that in the last one. See how she said, in the meetings, you just voted up or down, and that's it. You move on. But when they voted down her little housing thing she came up with, she was like, don't nobody want to discuss it? You got to fucking see it. If you ain't see it, you got to fucking see it. Shit is crazy. Like, she just says any fucking thing. It's so crazy. It's like, are you not listening to yourself, girl? Do you not hear you? That's our job to not listen to you, okay? Not yours. You supposed to listen to you. We ain't supposed to listen to you. That's how that's supposed to work. Teamwork makes the dream work.
We are sitting here for 3 to 4 hours. And that's a shame. The people are tired of it. And they told you this before I became mayor. They said they do not want board meetings that last for no 4 hours. Think about it again. We're talking about nothing. So now as a leader, I'm going
$27 million, bitch, ain't nothing. $27 million ain't nothing. And most of this talking that's been happening is you. You give a 10-minute speech between each one of their questions or statements that take about 2 minutes.
to go on and move this board forward. Since it's up for discussion, do I have to get a vote to go to the next item? Or
No, I mean, it's up for discussion. There's,
you need no vote? Okay. All right. So we're going to move on. No, we're going to move on.
No,
we're moving
no, I
on
have a
to the
comment, Mayor.
next agenda item.
Mayor,
If we're not, okay,
I
let
have
me
a
explain
comment.
then. If we're not about to discuss the budget, we're going to go back and forth. I do not want to.
This is a discussion about the budget, bitch. You're supposed to come to the conclusion of, okay, fine. You know what? Fine. Let's just do a meeting about the budget. But you got plans, don't you? What day is that again? Oh, yes. I have plans that day. What was, oh, no, it's not that day. It's the other day. What day? Yeah. Plans that day too. The lawyer's telling her, no, you got to let her speak. You got to let her speak. She don't know what the rules are or nothing. She got to turn to this white man and be like, hey, can I just, kick all these people out and have a party in here? No? Oh.
To sit here for an hour while these people sit here and wait to see what we do with this budget. If no one wants to talk about the budget, it's nothing to discuss. Us bickering or going back and forth, the people didn't come here for a show. They came here for us to take care of the business. So if any trustee got something to talk about as it relates to the actual budget, let's talk. If we do not, let's move on so we get through our agenda and everybody can go home.
Stop talking and maybe they can.
Do anybody got anything about the budget?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead, trustee.
Okay, so Mayor, let's first. This is about the people. Okay, this is $26 million in taxpayers' money that we're spending. It's not about us. So when you're talking about spending such a large lump sum, it's best that and responsible for us to do it the correct way. Last year, I heard you say something about the previous administration. I don't want to talk about the previous administration. I like to talk about last year, how we did it. Last year, the village administrator at the time sat down with the and said, hey, let's discuss if you all want something in particular added to the budget. What are you all's thoughts? From there, you all proceeded to get the budget approved. And we said then, hey, that's fine, but let's have a finance committee meeting like we've done forever. As a resident, I appreciated the fact that the village took time to explain to us how the taxpayers' money is being spent.
Yes.
It's important. So when you say, okay, well, we can have these meetings or we can do this later. No, let's just do it the right way. Let's have a finance committee meeting because we have questions. We see that these items on this budget are bundled. We don't want to vote on something that's bundled when we're not exactly clear on what's what.
Yeah, there's a reason why she bundling them. And I told y'all a little earlier in this video. I told y'all why she want to bundle everything. I done told you now.
So why not just have a finance committee meeting where we have it with the residents, explain it to the residents so they understand how we're spending their money so that we can all go about the budget the right way and we're clear on how it's being spent. That's all. We're just saying, hey, let's be clear. Let's have a finance committee meeting. Let's discuss it line by line so all residents have a chance to know exactly how we're spending their money. And let's go from there and move forward with approving the budget. We did the same thing last year. Last year, you all brought it to us, but you didn't bring it to a finance committee meeting. You didn't want to discuss it with the people, and we denied it. We said to you all then, hey, we are not approving this budget unless we go over it with the people, the residents. It's their money. Let's go over it with them and then approve it. And that's what we did last time. After you all decided, after we denied it, you all decided to let it go to a finance committee meeting. We approved it after everyone understood exactly what we're approving. We're just saying, let's do the same thing this year.
Bam! Look at that. So if there's a person here who's grandstanding, it would damn sure be Tiff. Because the same exact thing happened last year. They just asked for the same thing that they always ask for. A budget meeting to go over the actual budget. Once they did the budget meeting, over the stuff. Guess what they did? They fucking approved it. But she's just fighting. If anyone is grandstanding, it would be Tiff.
Take it to a finance committee meeting so it's all detailed and go forward with approving it. That's it. So I just want to make it clear there's no argument. There's just a discussion on the seriousness of spending $26 million of the taxpayers' money. I don't think
Exactly.
it's just something that we should rush. We should just do it the right way.
So for the record,
Here we go.
you guys have ample time to approve the budget. You guys have these fake meetings that y'all could have easily put the budget onto your agenda to talk about it if you want to talk about transparency. You guys chose not to. Yet you get here and wait a whole nother 2
Here we
months
go. Let me guess. Grandstanding?
before wanting to even think about passing the budget. You guys had a finance meeting last month. Did you put it on the agenda? You guys did not. So stop pointing the finger and take responsibility.
Yeah, but last month, did they have the agenda? I mean, did they have the budget? You said it was almost a month that they've had the budget, that they even had their hands on the budget. So how a month ago was they gonna have a meeting about the budget that they didn't have yet? Cross your arms all you want to, okay? You're gonna have plenty of time to do that in the prison. That's all I'm saying.
As relates to last year, we did not go line by line by line on a budget. You would be there all day. People picked out what they wanted.
Bitch, you get paid well enough. Paid well enough. The people will stay as long as they want to stay, and then they'll leave. But your job is still your fucking job, okay? That is your job. You are the mayor. Oh, let me guess. You got to get to your other job where they harassing the shit out of you in there too. I got to go do a bad job at my other job now. I can't stay here all day. I got to be a disappointment somewhere else tonight. That's enough of that. That's enough. It could go on forever, as you can see. I just wanted to point out that I thought the budget thing, this is just to demonstrate what it's like to try to get anything done with a TIF, especially when $26 to $27 million is up in the air. And this chick is apparently spending $500,000 without saying why. In the budget, she don't even have what the stuff is. She has stuff bundled. So you don't know what's all involved in there. There could literally be, oh, you know, we did a party. And this is how much we spent for the party, and it's all bundled, so you can't see what was spent on what. And coincidentally, who was the clown at the party? Oh, look, it was Tiff. She get $40,000. Wow. She's gonna be putting some shit in there, jamming some shit in there that's associated with herself or her minions. So no, we need to know what these fucking things are. You're getting sneakier by the second, okay? Y'all behave, because I'm not gonna do it. I just can't. Especially not until this thing ends up in the penitentiary. Actually, probably and beyond, because making fun of her once I know she's gone is going to be even funnier. But mama love you. Yes, she do.